Get pretty for Oklahoma.
We are ready to go to close out the Jumpman Invitational here at the Spectrum Center. Florida and Oklahoma underway. So they are hot, and right away you get a little bit of a feeling as to what Oklahoma wants to do. They want to go quickly. One thing they have struggled with, Debbie, is taking care of the basketball, as you pointed out.
Well, they're a -2 in their turnover margin, but number 30 inbounding the ball, Taylor Robertson's the player to keep your eye on behind the three-point line. She's one of the nation's best, and in the history of the game, she's set to break some records this year with her three-point shooting.
Liz Scott gets the first points of the game. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Novant Health. KK Deans plays the point. Alberta Rimdahl shooter coming off a 19-point game last time out. Back the other way on the run. Oklahoma can't make it 2 in a row as Yanusa was off the mark, and now Florida wants to run as a counter. Shea Kyle can't hit, and here come the Sooners.
Oklahoma practices every day with 12 to 15 seconds on the shot clock, so they're looking to score quickly in the first third of the shot clock.
Tot runs the point. Yanusa can knock down the shots. She gets the three at 31%. Williams and Robertson, as Debbie mentioned, 2,000-point scores on the same team. And Scott's been good last two, averaging 12 points and 9 rebounds a game. And a good start for Oklahoma here against the Gators.
So both teams start out in man-to-man, but Oklahoma will play some zone.
Tot to Scott, and that one is thrown away. Oklahoma averaging 17 turnovers a game and giving up just about 14 a game. Jenny Baranczyk in her second season at Oklahoma, her 11th overall after working at Drake for 9 years.
7 of the 9 years that she was at Drake, they won 20 or more games.
Here is Nina Ricard from a good mid-range game, but defended well. Comes up short, battle for the loose ball. Fought for, and a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep it with the Gators with 11 to shoot. Kelly Rae Finley also in her second season with her current team, the Florida Gators. Was interim last year, had that tag removed at the end of the regular season, had an excellent first season as the head coach in Gainesville. 21 wins, 10 in the SEC. They made their first trip to the NCAA tournament since 2016. Shot clock is down to 4. Deans has to launch from deep.
Long
Robertson.
Rebound leads to transition opportunity.
Maddie Williams, and a foul called on Florida. We mentioned no Correa. Jordan Merritt also out for the Gators. And they've been without Zippy Broughton all season long.
I like to look at Oklahoma as an 80-40 cut screen team. 80% of what they do is basket, cut, pass, and move without the ball.
Wait, you said 80-40.
I said 80-20.
I thought you said 80-40.
Oh, well, I meant 80-20.
Can we get a vote from the truck? I'm like, what, Matt?
Everyone at home knows that 80 plus 20 is 100. And if I said 40.
Look, I'm just here to make sure, because you strive for perfection, to make sure we're there together. Because I'm not going to go it alone. You know that. Here's Faith Duke. Gators 0 for 4 already. Duke's in trouble and has it knocked away.
How about the steal score mentality right here of Oklahoma, trying to quickly score?
How about Tot dropping it down off the steal in an early timeout called by the Gators. It's all making sure, first and foremost, the kids are having a great time, the players, and they seem to be universally thrilled with everything that's been happening here. But for the fans, for everybody connected to this event, it's been first class.
The community engagement,
yes.
The swag, the level of competition. You know, I always say the product is the narrative. The product has delivered on the floor.
Oklahoma gets the stop out of the timeout as Ricards is denied. Robertson on the cut. That comes up short, and Faith Dude has the rebound off the Yanusa miss. All Oklahoma in the first 3 minutes.
I've been impressed with Oklahoma on the defensive end. They have really gotten in a stance. They thought they were going to have to play some zone, but if they keep playing like this, they can neutralize that size. There's the double team.
Nowhere for Duke to go. Shot clock down to 9. Tough spot on the floor for Ricards, but she has, as we said, a really good mid-range game, and that ends the drought for Florida. Robertson always in ready position to launch a three.
And it's the pass to the pocket every time, and such a quick release. Her feet under her shoulders. She will be the best three-point shooter in the history of the game before the season's over.
471 threes, and she's made at least one in 53 consecutive games. There's Tot mixing it up, but Nina Rickards is just outstanding on the glass, especially on the offensive glass, but unable to convert. Robertson, a couple of steps inside half court, why not?
I asked her today, do you happen to watch Caitlin Clark? And she said, yes, I do. I said, can you pull from the logo? She said, yes, I can.
And yes, she did. 13-2.
That's the one thing you know. You got to chase them off the three-point line, and you have to locate her in transition. It has to be on the top of the scout. You let her get going. Taylor Robertson can put up a big number. Watch this. Nobody stops the ball. She's free up the floor. She's only done that a million times. This is a young woman who works on her game constantly. On game days, she told me, she makes 230 threes before the game when they're playing in a natural setting, not like she didn't have time to do it today in here.
What did Jenny Baranczyk tell us before the game? They have to go pull her out of gyms on campus sometimes because they don't want her shooting too much, that she is that much of a gym rat?
Guys, and we witnessed it for ourselves. She's warmed up for sure because before they broke out of here after shoot around, she said, yeah, I hit the half court shot. I said, wow, that's a big deal. She said, no, I hit 4 in a row. I was like, wow, you know what? Debbie's going to love you.
She's got the bar set high.
I carry my tape measure around for players like that. I might have to go out there and measure where she shoots it from.
Skylar Vann is into the game for Oklahoma as Robertson lost it out of bounds, and it will be Florida basketball. Tati Weish is into the game for the Gators as they mix it up again. They don't have as much depth as they would like. Leah Weish on the floor as well. So the sisters out there together right now for the Gators. Florida's trying to get Bernie Rimdahl going as well, but Oklahoma's denied the shooter so far of getting a look, and she turns it over. Robertson will check out after knocking down a couple of long threes. Aubrey Jones is into the game for Oklahoma. Pretty good shooter in her own right. Kennedy Tucker also into the game, senior from Little Rock. Robertson, no. Jones with a follow. Robertson, no. Last touch by Florida, Oklahoma ball.
Oklahoma is active. They're aggressive on both ends. We already told you they like to score quickly. Maddie Williams gets them off the glass into their transition game very quickly up the court.
Williams averaging 16 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game. She draws a crowd. That's off the mark by Tucker. Here's Vann for two.
Little shake and bake on the block. I like it.
She is an impact player off the bench. Second on the team in scoring at 11 points a game.
Skylar Vann, second in scoring, as you said. 6th player of the year last year in the Big 12. Watch this move right here. Feel a little contact. Use that spin to separate. You got to have the go-to, and you got to have the counter inside.
Down it and the foul. Chance for a three-point play. Tatiana Weish with the hoop.
Weish quickly making her move right here before the double gets in and has a factor on that play. It's a foul. That's the factor. This is a much bigger front line on Florida's team than what Oklahoma has. And as a matter of fact, as Kirsten Johnson checks into the game, she's the tallest player on the roster for Jenny Baranczyk. And Jenny Baranczyk's the second tallest player on the roster.
Her eligibility is all used up from her Iowa days, but Johnson is 6'4". They look for a transition three from Jones, can't get it. There's the rebound from Tucker, and a second chance. Jones, foul called on Florida. Looks like it was KK Deans that got whistled.
Great hustle by Aubrey Jones, who comes in a transfer from Iowa State. Her sister, the great Ashley Jones.
I'm going to say the foul was on a pass, so it'll be Oklahoma ball on the baseline. Rimdahl will check out. Jariah Warren is on the floor. Shea Kyle is in. Kyle a big post, so Florida's got some size out there right now, even though Jude's on the bench.
Well, this is that big lineup I was talking about.
Oh, count it, and the foul. That's Skylar Vann, chance for a three-point play.
See, there's no way that cut should get to the ball like that. Florida has to use their length. Watch this cut right here. It's a nice, take your player up the lane, and then that's what Jenny Baranczyk was talking to us today about. Every cut has to be a scoring cut.
Quick 5 off the bench for Vann. 12-point lead for the Sooners, ranked 23rd in the country. 9-1, winners of 6 straight. Cards.
Zone.
Dean into trouble. Stopped by Oklahoma. Here comes Raina Scott, freshman from New York City, a little too aggressive and a turnover for Oklahoma.
You actually had Jones in the corner, so you have to know personnel. You got to make a better decision. And you got to play your freshman if you're Jenny Baranczyk. You got to go deep into that bench.
Third turnover of the quarter for Oklahoma, inside of 4 to go. Sooners score the first 7 points of the game. They have not trailed. And that's going to be a turnover for Florida. That's their 5th. This timeout knocked off UNC Greensboro Sunday in Gainesville. 16-1 was the scoring in the first quarter. Gators cruised to a 79-55 win. And SEC play next timeout against Tennessee. Jones looking for another one. 3 attempts from the floor so far from Jones. Quickly numbers back the other way. Good finish. And the foul. Shea Kyle a chance for a 3-point play.
Well, Raina Scott has got to defensive fake at Ricards and then try to draw the charge. If you're going to commit that foul, you commit it a little bit harder so she doesn't make this shot.
Shea Kyle with experience in the Big Ten, last 2 seasons at Purdue.
She said we could call her Big Shea. That's what she wants to be called.
It wasn't just a request, it was more of like, please do that. So Big Shea trying to bring Florida back into it with a big rebound on the defensive glass. Rimdahl back into the game. Rimdahl all the way to the basket. She touched it last. Oklahoma ball.
Really good help by Johnson. Really connected on the defensive end, Oklahoma, early on. I thought we'd only be talking about their offense.
So defense checking in as well, holding opponents to 38% shooting so far from the field this season. Vann, not this time, and another rebound for Kyle. Ricards. One and done, Jones the rebound. Tough shot. Cleaned up again by Big Shea. Warren on the pull-up. Jones with the rebound, slapped out of her hands, battle for it on the baseline, last touch by Florida, and it'll be Oklahoma basketball. Tomorrow night, we've got a college basketball triple header on ESPN2. It begins at the Allen Fieldhouse. Jalen Wilson, 4th-ranked Kansas, hosting the Crimson. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern Time. Handful of subs coming in for Oklahoma. Maddie Williams back into the game. Florida brings a little pressure. Beatrice Culleton is on for Oklahoma. And Culleton throws it away.
You know, I watched the Southern game.
She did that a couple
times.
Twice.
You got to be better at delivering that high-low pass.
Maybe she's like, Coach, just give me another chance. Next game, once I get in there, I'm going to make sure I can connect on it.
Well, it was an inverted guard to the block, too, so you got to make sure you make a good feed.
Cards? No. Cold shooting for the Gators so far, 3 of 13 from the field.
Well, they haven't been able to get anything easy. They haven't really been able to get to the free throw line. They haven't been able to get anything out of situations yet. And not off their defense, because Oklahoma's not turning the ball over.
Oklahoma looks inside again.
Look at that quick second jump by Maddie Williams.
And now finally Jones able to knock one down after missing her first 3. Good effort by Williams and Culleton to get the second chance for Oklahoma, now up by 12. Deans. Batted around, Jones. Trying to control it. Ripped away by Ricards, and a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Oklahoma.
Well, look at the hustle by both teams on that play. Active hands, moving their feet. Maddie Williams with a nice cut to the bucket. Aubrey Jones with the 3. Good hustle.
We saw and heard a little bit of everything on that exchange. Oh, good catch by Williams. Unable to finish though. Final minute, first quarter. Ricards.
You just go under all that screening action.
Deans trying to take it at Williams, but Williams rips it away. More good defense by the Sooners. And Kyle gets called for the foul on the drive by Yanusa.
Oklahoma really locked into their scout. They know who to go under a screen, who to go over the top. Until Florida hits one, I would go under all action on them. They're not known as a great three-point shooting team.
32% on the season, making 6 a game. Well, Maddie Williams, not just a scorer, you saw the defense on the other end too. 8 Sooner all-times who joined the 2,000-point club, and it's really impressive. You see a fifth-year senior, Maddie Williams, fifth-year senior, Taylor Robertson. Liz Scott is a senior. Yanusa's battled injuries throughout her career. She has stuck around, and you get a coach who comes in like Jenny Baranchek. New coach comes in. Players, as we've seen across the country, go look elsewhere, but they stay put in Norman.
Well, you got to love the style of play, right? You're going to run and shoot. All players love that.
Grimdahl, 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Deans tries to get it done off the dribble. No. Culleton the rebound. And a look up at the buzzer. The bid by Scott. That ends the first quarter. And that quarter.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, there was a lot happier faces in that clip than in their huddle. It was really coming down to what the players were saying to themselves. Rimdahl was telling her teammates, they bump, we fall. They bump us again, we fall. They are making sure that they are more physical than us in every department. And looking at the stats right now, they have more rebounds, they have more O boards, and then even more points in the paint. So that was their challenge amongst themselves, to just be better and answer the physicality call.
Well, they get a hoop on one end, and then they get a defensive rebound the next trip down for Oklahoma, so a good start so far.
Well, they've changed the cadence of their offense on that last possession. They're looking to turn the corner now, right, and get into the paint. They weren't doing that before.
In and out, but Rimdahl finally got a good look.
And how many times does Oklahoma get behind the other team's defense because they run the floor hard? And they run it every time. It's a great offensive habit.
Maddie Williams with 4. Here's Tati Weish. Williams again getting a hand in there. Deans, nothing coming easy for the Gators, who turn it over.
We saw Michigan do this to North Carolina all night, last night. Get behind the defense. Run the floor hard. It's a quick outlet, eyes to the rim. Everyone runs their lane, and they run it hard, and they run it wide.
Williams averaging 16 points a game to lead the Sooners. He's got 4 so far. Culleton. And then taken back by Scott. And then Duke picks the pocket.
Good contest, walling up. Ricard just got to make that, and usually she does.
Hesitation by Williams.
That's a smart play.
Yeah, the extra pass leads it to an elite shooter.
That is a smart play by Scott.
7-0 run for Oklahoma. Remember, they started the first quarter leading 7-0. Florida got an early bucket here in the second quarter, but the Sooners have come right back. Already 3 threes for Robertson. Williams gets on the floor and from the deck makes the pass.
Oh, look at this right here. This is going to be her 4th triple. Bang! Go ahead, Taylor Robertson. Shoot till your arm falls off.
Time for 5 tonight. 12 points for Taylor Robertson. Florida has put 11 on the board. And they turn it over. 11 turnovers for the Gators.
Look at the cutting. Look how hard they cut. They call for the ball.
Micah Perry is into the game for the first time for Florida. Leah White with the rebound. Robertson.
Better have high hands on the shooter right here.
One's going to be long, the bid by Yanusa.
See, now the challenge for Oklahoma is to stay consistent with what you do. That's helped you build this 20-point lead. Not gamble, not do things offensively that you don't usually do. And stay at it defensively because the aggressiveness on this end has been impressive.
Oh, Liz Scott thought she had a clean block, but a foul is called on the senior from Houston. Shea Kyle will come back in for Florida as Tati Weish will check out.
You know, this is a chance for the clock stop, points on the board. Now you can extend your pressure so you can turn them over. If you're going to extend your pressure, you have to know where number 30 is in a Sooner uniform. That's Taylor Robertson. You can't lose her.
Robertson on Sunday in the win over Southern was 1 for 5 from outside the three-point line. On the season, she's 35%, so that is an off year for her, although that number is in the process of going up thanks to her 80% tonight.
She's a career 43.5% shooter behind the three-point line.
Todd. Tough shot. Won't drop, but she'll go to the free throw line.
Todd's got some bounce and some quickness. She leads the team in assists. Heard Angel say Oklahoma's 4th in the nation in assists. 65% of their baskets are assisted. The only teams that assist more than they do on their shots are UConn, Drake, and Utah. There's a similar theme, obviously, with Drake.
20 assists a game for Oklahoma. Bowl season continuing tomorrow. Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Baylor taking on Air Force. Coverage starts at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and on the app. Perry, defended by Todd. Deans. Rebounded by Williams.
Still scoreless from the floor by Dean.
Oh, Williams just showing the speed and the finishing ability. Maddie Williams all the way to the bucket for 2.
I mean, Maddie Williams is less than 5 seconds up the floor to the rim. Coast to coast. You don't see 2 shoulders, 2 hips. You keep going.
Perry will try a 3. No, and they're off and running again. Yeah, Noosa tries to thread it through, but Perry, the freshman, a good job coming back to knock it away. Florida in transition. They get the 2 from Kyle.
Kyle's been consistently good. I mean, she's been able to score and she's been able to defend when the game slows down.
5 points, 5 rebounds to pace the Gators in both categories.
Constant movement on the weak side.
Top drains a 3.
Wow. They are really fun to watch.
7 of 13 from outside the 3-point line. The Gators 0 for 5.
John and Sue Gibbs, I know, are home watching. They're huge Oklahoma fans. They've been telling me all along this Oklahoma team is fun.
They know what they're talking about,
yes,
too.
Yes, they do.
Kyle. She's shut off. Shot clock at 4. Deans. Oh, nice job. But an offensive foul is called. There was a moment of hesitation. Even Liz Scott had to look around and say, who's this on? Who's this on? It's on them? Good.
You know, that's the most excited I've seen Jenny Baranczyk all game, and she's had a lot to be excited about. She has been working on their defense. She says they are getting better. This is a great rotation right here. It's too easy.
Oh, yeah.
Shot clock running down. You could have had a cup of coffee waiting to take that charge.
Great first season last year, 25 wins, a 13-win improvement from Oklahoma's previous season, made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament. The Sooners turned it over. The joy and the pain, although she's got a little bit of a smile. Kinda.
Joe Castiglione, the athletic director at Oklahoma, was talking to us before the game. He is so pleased at the progress in a short time that Jenny Baranczyk has made in just her second year. And actually, this whole Jumpman Invitational is Joe Castiglione's idea. Danny Morrison, who runs the Charlotte Sports Commission, has been given all kinds of credit this week to Joe Castiglione.
Well, you can continue to give credit to the Oklahoma defense because they come up with another stop. Nothing open for Florida. Feed inside. Good job by Perry on the defense to deny Kirsten Johnson. Deans, this is a rare wide open look for KK Deans.
Even she says finally.
She says, oh, finally.
Sometimes you just need to see one go in.
Deans was 0 for her first 6 from the field. And a foul is called on Skylar Vann. How many wide open looks has Florida had today? You can count them on 2 fingers probably.
Not many, but in transition right here, Oklahoma doesn't get matched up. Deans has plenty of time to get her feet under her shoulders. She has made the most threes for Florida this season. That would be her 27th.
Connecting at 44%. Tries to make it 2 in a row, cannot. Corner 3. Off the mark from Yanusa. Scott. Johnson. And a whistle and a foul called on Oklahoma's Yanusa battling on the boards.
This is an undersized, hustling Oklahoma team. And we've talked about how they don't have much size. Kirsten Johnson at 6'4", the freshman. She's the tallest player. Number 5 on the floor for Oklahoma. But the rest of Maddie Williams plays undersized. When Vann comes in, great hustle. They make up for their lack of size with their speed and their hustle.
2 fouls on Yanusa, so she heads to the bench. Perry off the mark for 3. Ricards was fouled, and she'll shoot 2.
That's Nina Ricard's game right there. The mid-range, getting to the offensive board. She's a career 2 offensive rebounder per game. That's a guard. I don't know if there's many rebounding guards that are as tough as she is.
Well, you talked about Florida has some size. They've got some big players, but who is their leading rebounder? It is the 5'9" Nina Ricards, the senior out of Queens, who's averaging just under 7 rebounds a game. Off the miss, the rebound for Johnson. 2.5 to go in the first half. Fourth and final game of the first Jumpman Invitational, and Oklahoma continues to get it done on the offensive end.
Not connected, not jumping to the ball, hands down. A couple of things that we know Kelly Finley talked to her team about today. Things they had to do defensively.
They get a look inside to Kyle, and she was fouled and will go to the free throw line. Shoot a couple for the Gators.
We've been talking about it all game. Watch the play right here. Ball goes to the wing, and watch the basket cut. It's a nice job. Defensively, ball watching. Deans gets beat back door on a simple basket cut. You know, as good a shooting team as they are, Eric, Oklahoma, I always think you have to be a good passing team. When I think about good passing teams, I think about UConn, and I think about Drake. I think about Utah. And Jenny Baranczyk has built an identity here with good spacing, passing, cutting, and good shooters.
Tough shot on the drive by Scott, but a trip to the line coming for Skylar Vann. Well, they've got depth. They've got players that they bring in, and we've called a few names here today. Vann has been the go-to off the bench for a couple of years now, the 6th player of the year in the Big 12 last year. But, yeah, you just look at it, and it's like you take one piece out, another one comes in, and they still run what Jenny's looking for.
Then you want to talk defensive teams, and you're talking about South Carolina. Overpowering, physical, rebound, long, can place with size.
Number 1 team in the country won again today against Coastal. They're 12-0.
They did score over 100 points today.
They did, 102. But they also held Coastal to 20% shooting from the field, so that underscores your point on defense. Kicked outside. Deans another open look. Yeah, when she's had open looks, she's been able to knock them down. KK Deans, after the slow start's got a couple of threes.
Again, playing through Kyle.
Vann. That doesn't drop down, and Deans has it. A chance here for Florida to chip away late in the first half. Deans, a deeper three. Into the hands of Vann. Final minute of the quarter.
Get a 2-for-1 right here if you score quickly. That seems like the obvious thing with Oklahoma. No, they score quickly.
You don't have to tell them to score quickly, but this time they do get it done. Go. Vann to the basket.
They're definitely going to get the ball back.
Rindahl. Off the rim.
Make a good choice right here.
Scott dribbles it back out. She'll work some clock, shot clock and game clock, separated by about a second or so. Vann looks inside but cut in deep. Kyle there defensively. Deans has it, and that will do it for the first quarter. Oklahoma.
Down to, we have to be calm. We have to be together. The first 4 minutes of this ball game, she said, I want to see confidence. That's what it comes down to.
You know, Angel, she told us the shoot around today, communication was the first thing she expected. And look at the back door off the halftime break. It's exactly the way their system is built. They have all that pressure package already built into the way they play. Backdoors, ball fakes, spacing.
Cadusa gets the hoop. She's got 5. Robertson leading the way with 12. 10 for Skylar Vann off the bench. As we take you back to the first hoop of the second half.
I mean, you know that Florida's going to ramp up their pressure. They have no help at the midline. The weak side is busy, which keeps everyone active. You can't play 2 feet in the paint on the weak side. They're too good at three-point shooting teams. So well designed by Jenny Baranczyk.
Three-pointer on the way in. Good. Maddie Williams knocks down the 3. She's got 9, and Oklahoma is on top by 25, their largest lead of the game.
It's like dialed up scoring right now. You know, Jenny Baranczyk just punch it in, and that's what they spit out.
And whatever is coming out is going into the hoop. That one is going to be a whistle against Oklahoma. Maddie Williams gets whistled for the foul. That's her first.
Iowa State picked to win the Big 12 this year. Oklahoma's got a couple more years left in the Big 12 before they move over to the SEC.
Another foul called on Oklahoma. Yeah, Big 12 play starting for Oklahoma after this game. It's New Year's Eve. They'll be at West Virginia. Then they get Baylor, and they get Iowa State. So you jump right into the deep end of the pool in the Big 12. Kyle at the free throw line. Shea Kyle with 7. She and Deans leading the way for Florida in the first half. Deb with 7 apiece.
But you know what, Eric? I love what Angel said. You know, it is true. Kelly Finley knows you can't get it all back in one big bite. You're going to have to chip away. So can you get it to, 15 at the start of the third or the start of the fourth quarter? Then by the time you get to the 5-minute mark, can you get it down to a single-digit possession game? Got to put some game pressure on Oklahoma.
Kicked away into the backcourt. Robertson behind the back. Toss to the corner. The 3 won't drop. On the bid by Yanusa. Second chance. Robertson. Yes. 5 threes for Taylor Robertson.
This is the 40th time in her career that she's had a 5 3-point make game. I don't think she's done either, Eric.
Big 12 record holder for threes made, continues to climb the all-time 3-point chart, up to second after her effort here tonight.
You know, the person she passed in the Big 12 is a great shooter named Lori Kane from Kansas State. There's that 40th game that I was referencing.
Pretty impressive.
Hey, Lori Kane is from a very small town in Kansas called Newton, Kansas. And Taylor Robertson's from another small town called McPherson, Kansas. I looked it up today on Google Maps. It's only 30 miles between them. And I asked Taylor before the game. She said, yeah, I know Lori. I did some camps. I said, did she work with you on your shot? She said, no.
You tell me she's got a little confidence, a little swag.
She knows how to shoot the ball.
She does. Deans defended by Tots. Faith Dute. Dute wants somebody to move. Deans wants the ball back. 5 on the shot clock. Not happening right now for the Gators against this Oklahoma defense. And Deans comes up short on the jumper, rebounded by Scott. Scott drops it inside. 2 more for Maddie Williams.
I mean, Maddie Williams is listed at 6 foot, maybe. And Kyle is 6'6", and she didn't have any problem scoring over her.
Well, you bring a tape measure to every game. Why don't you, during the timeout, go out and just check this for sure? I'd like to know. And why do you bring a tape?
By the time we got to midway through the game, I didn't even go under any screening action. I just stood in the paint and let her shoot.
Angel, you have full time for a rebuttal.
Thank you so much, because I need it. She was definitely heckling on the sideline because we kept beating her team. I'm leaving this tournament undefeated. I will say this. Marty Smith was the MVP of the entire tournament. He didn't pass much. He did so in a full sweatsuit. But it was so much fun. I know you saw that lockdown defense too.
It was how about Joel Berry on her team? That's what really was the difference.
You know,
Joel Berry, come on.
I have a lifelong connection and respect for my hamstrings and Achilles. That's why I just was here for the commentary of it. But I saw that when I saw the footage of how Marty Smith was treating this like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Oh, there's Ricard with a good finish. I'm glad I stayed on the sidelines because diving for loose balls, taking charges.
At one point, Marty Smith literally said, "I'm him." Like, are we serious right now? That's how you know competitive we are as a group.
Oh,
it was really
gosh.
fun. Got a good sweat going.
Good job, Angel.
Made
Over
some
10, I don't believe it.
Made some free throws. You know, had some fun.
Well, it's good to see you guys having a great time and everybody still smiling and nobody needing any physical therapy afterwards. Part of what's been a great week here. And Taylor Robertson is living that life right now.
6 triples.
18 points for Robertson.
Look, Taylor Robertson is not going to beat you with explosiveness. She's not exceptionally quick. You wouldn't call her the best athlete in the gym. However, she has worked tirelessly to make herself of value to a team. And the team, Oklahoma, plays a system and a style that is perfect for Taylor Robertson's skill set. Jenny Browncheck's done a great job with her.
Nina Ricard's answers for Florida on the other end. Good offensive rebound by Yanusa. And a foul is called on Florida. Let's take you back to the most recent Robertson three.
I mean, you cannot lose her in transition. It has to be on the top of the scout.
She wants to know why that wasn't a chance for a 4-point play. Some contact as she let it go.
6 for 7 from the 3-point line.
Good job by Rice there defensively, but sticking with it is Culleton, the freshman, with 4.
Zone has been effective here in the third quarter.
Ricard's trying to stay hot. Knocked away, and Robertson comes away.
Look at that left-handed pass all the way up the floor.
Yanusa with the finish. Robertson takes it away. Looking for another assist. Cox can't connect. Yanusa got cut under by Leah Weiss, who gets called for the foul. Oklahoma up big here in the third quarter. They've put 60 on the board with 5:03 to go in the third. Robertson will check out along with Maddie Williams. Tomorrow night, a reminder, college hoop triple header on ESPN2. It begins at Allen Fieldhouse. 4th-ranked Kansas hosting Harvard. Our coverage starts at 7 Eastern time. Tots lost the handle momentarily and now turns it over. Deans takes it at Van for 3. 9 points for KK Deans. And says, why not?
That's a couple times Van has pulled up from the top of the key to shoot triples. She's only at 21%.
Oh, yeah, we got you. Thanks for being here. We saw Eric Church here earlier. Of course, Roy Williams, Hall of Fame coach, was there to root on North Carolina women yesterday. Stuck around, of course, to watch North Carolina's men beat Michigan in game 1 of our doubleheader here tonight on night 2 of the Jumpman Invitational. Year 1, it will be back next year and the year after with the same 4 teams here in Charlotte. Just getting started. I know we talked yesterday about it is a new tournament, but it feels like it's been around for a long time already.
Well, it's first class. Every single thing about it. Of course, having Michael's name on it here and having his brand associated with these 4 outstanding institutions and basketball brands. It's fun. It's been fun. And the swag's pretty good, too. The players look like they're having a good time. It's a beautiful setting. The court is gorgeous. It's in the middle of downtown Charlotte, or uptown Charlotte.
That is inside the Colton.
This is the building where the Hornets play.
Shea Kyle gets called for the foul, so Culleton will go to the free throw line.
Next year they'll switch opponents, so Oklahoma will play Michigan and North Carolina will play Florida.
Culleton at the line. She's averaging 2.5 points a game, freshman from Overland Park, Kansas. With all these veterans on the team, you touched on it before, with so many players who get in for Oklahoma, there are freshmen who are a part of the rotation. We've seen a lot of Raina Scott. We've seen Culleton here today. We've seen Kirsten Johnson as well today. Duke will try it from deep. It's a 2 for Duke. And Top gets called for the walk. Well, one thing that Kelly Rae Finley said, she wanted her team to play hard and compete. They got pushed back early. And Oklahoma has kept that advantage, but possession by possession, Gators trying to chip away. Jariah Warren with the take. Florida's won 9 in a row, 11-1 on the season. Their loss was at Florida State in Game 3 this season. Since that time, they've won at Dayton. They had an overtime win at Miami. Nina Rickards leading the way. She's got 13 for the Gators. And another beautiful move to the basket. This time Kennedy Tucker scores the hoop.
So much precision and detail and timing, spacing.
9 different scores now for Oklahoma. Corner 3 for Jariah Warren.
So Florida heating up a little bit. 3 consecutive scores down the floor. Now they got to get some stops.
That one almost dropped, it did not, and it counts as a stop because it'll be Florida ball. Substitutions for the Sooners. Jones coming in, Williams as well.
Look at this. I mean, you got to jump to the ball. And this is where the spacing is. There's no one at the help line.
Deans inside, and here come the Gators. Shea Kyle's got 12. Gators are 6 for their last 6. They had 23 points at halftime. They've got 25 points here in this quarter, and they are scrapping and battling, and a jump ball is called. And it'll give the ball to the Gators.
I gotta believe Skylar Van has the green light to shoot the 3 from the top of the key, because she likes to take that trail 3, but she hasn't made one. It's not a problem tonight. It could be a problem later if that's a habit that she starts to develop if she's not capable of making that shot.
Once you get into the teeth of Big 12 play, we've already gone through how challenging that's going to be. Kansas finally knocked off today. Nebraska, as you saw at halftime, with a thrilling victory to hand the Jayhawks their first loss. We know about Baylor and Iowa State. We know Texas is going to be a team that's going to be back in the top 25 before the year is over. Here's Oklahoma. They come in ranked 23rd in the country.
I saw Texas on Sunday in Dallas, and they were playing Southern Cal, and they are getting better. Vic Schaefer knows how to win. He's been to 5 consecutive Elite Eights, 3 with Mississippi State, 2 with Texas. He knows what it takes. Of course, Baylor has won the Big 12 championship 12 years in a row. The regular season.
And off to Maddie Williams. Williams will take it. That drops in. She's got 13.
When it's going your way, it's going your way.
Rickards tried to drop it in, and it went off the foot of Shea Kyle. Sooners basketball.
You know, with the size advantage for Florida, if they would consider, switching sides, playing inside out, throwing the skip pass, they've done that once and they scored. But their effort has been better here in the second half.
They've outscored Oklahoma by 3 here in this quarter, but they were down by 20 at halftime, so they need to chip away a little bit more here at the end of the third. Tie-up will keep it with Oklahoma. Jones. Tot defended by Ricards. Williams through traffic for 2.
Was that a little Euro step? Or was that an extra step?
You want Oklahoma's opinion or Florida's opinion
right.
on that?
Here we go. Side to side, inside out.
You're calling for it.
And then you drive into traffic.
And Ricards couldn't get it to her. Jones is there defensively. Oh, good acceleration. Tot showing the speed to the basket.
There is an athletic lineup, a very good speed and quickness lineup that Jenny Baranczyk can put on the floor. I can see Tot going up against Rory Harmon from Texas right now. That'll be a great matchup to watch. Or the speed of the backcourt of Baylor. And of course, Emily Ryan. A lot of people think Emily Ryan, the point guard at Iowa State, might be the best point guard.
Some grit in that Iowa State backcourt, that's for sure. That's the final shot of the third quarter. And in game of the Jumpman Invitational.
They said she was slumping a little bit coming in here, and I always look at shooters and I go 3 things. 1 is technique, 2 is shot selection, the 3rd is confidence. And I'm going to say this to all college basketball players. There's no time for you to lose your confidence as a shooter. You don't play enough games. You're already more than a third through the number of games you're going to play this season. So get in the gym, get your mechanics right, take shots at game speed in practice, and shoot it with confidence.
I think KK Deans may have been able to hear you because she was struggling a little bit, especially when you compare what she's done all year. 3 for 9 before knocking down that 3, a 44% three-point shooter. A blocking foul is called on Florida. Chance for a three-point play. Warren gets called for the block.
Well, that play starts outside the lower defensive box, and they are both in the restricted area, so that was easy for the official.
Skylar Vann will try to finish off the three-point play. Mentioned before, the 6th player of the year in the Big 12 a season ago, averaged 12 points a game, averaging 11 points a game in the first 10 games of the season, and tonight she's got 13. Very consistent. Taki Weish back outside to Rindahl. Back to Weish. Guess who's got a rebound? Williams, 15 points, 9 boards now.
Look at the speed. What a drop off. Not one time in the game has Florida stopped the basketball. KK Deans comes firing right back.
Got that confidence, right?
Got to have confidence.
Williams. Awkward turnaround by Skylar Vann. And here comes Deans with Rimdahl up ahead. Deans.
Oh yeah. Here she goes.
Up.
Come on, KK. She has got 5, after starting out 0 for 5.
Get her last 3, and it's answered back by Williams for 3.
You see why Jenny Baranczyk told us they play with 12 to 15 seconds on the shot clock in practice? It's not a factor. They play with pace. They run the floor hard. Look how wide the floor is. They're so open. Lanes, so many open lanes. And look at Maddie Williams going to work. The drop off, the triple, then the drive. Here she comes, handling off after she rebounds, crossing up the big girl, getting to the hole. Well, again, nobody stops the ball. She's just blowing right by, dropping it off for Vance. What a beautiful no-look. Avoids the charge. Plays the game on balance. Combination of athleticism and power and skill.
20-10 night for Maddie Williams. Third time this year she's gone for 20 or more. Deans is the one who's heating up right now for Florida. Ricards has an opening. Kyle to Rimdahl. Into the hands of Williams.
Don't need an outlet. Quicker up the floor.
Williams draws a crowd. Deans got a little too aggressive, and Williams wipes out.
I got a feeling Maddie Williams does everything with pace. I bet she walks the class fast. I bet she eats fast.
Why not? Does it with a smile, too. Scott, defended by Kyle.
Kyle altering that shot inside.
Deans. Rimdahl's three is good.
KK Deans is playing here in the fourth quarter.
First points for Alberta Rimdahl. Scott. Duke's got a rebound. Florida's got to stop now. Can they get something done on the other end and get a few more stops? That's going to be the big question. Ricards will have a chance at the free throw line to cut into the deficit. Ricards has had a good night offensively. 13 points, go along with 5 rebounds. A reminder, today's the winter solstice, right? So that's the 21st. That means we're 4 days away from Christmas. You know what that means. Full day of NBA games. Starts at noon Eastern with the Sixers and Knicks. Lakers, Mavs, Bucks, Celtics, Grizzlies, Warriors, Suns, Nuggets. ESPN and ABC got you covered on Christmas Day.
I like the Bucks. Giannis, must-watch TV. Steph Curry's still out. I'm not watching him.
It looked.
If Curry's in there, I'm watching. That's my favorite game.
It looked like the Celtics had everything figured out in the East, and then they've hit hard times here in the last week and a half, losing to the Pacers tonight due to their slide. Duke with the rebound, and here is Ricards for the Gators. They have trailed throughout. Deans. Florida would have loved to have that three. Rebound pulled down by Scott.
I would like to see if they can get it to, 3 or 4 possessions, right? And put a little game pressure on Oklahoma. At the pace right here, they're going to get a lot of opportunity to score, right?
Duke is fouled by Williams on the reach-in. I mean, that's the thing. The question is, we saw in the third quarter, Deb, where Florida went 6 for 6 from the floor. They went on a little bit of a run. They had outscored Oklahoma, but Kelly Ray Finley's team couldn't sustain that. Oklahoma's got 79 on the board. They came in, as we mentioned at the very top, averaging 87 points a game, good for 6th in the country. Second half, Florida shot 56% from the floor. Here's Faith Duke, senior out of Vancouver.
I mean, this helps, right? Clock stop to the free throw line. You can set your full court pressure. Make sure you locate Robertson. Here comes full court man to man.
5 points, 5 rebounds for Faith Dukes. Micah Perry back into the game for Florida. Gators trying to dial up the defense a little bit. Bring the intensity.
Oh, nice.
Top with the feed.
Beautiful. The hedge trying to level off Tot and the hard roll to the rim. Great job by Johnson.
10 different Sooners have scored. There's Shea Kyle inside for 2 more. Kyle with 14. The spin and the whistle and the foul called on Perry with 5:27 to go in the fourth.
Unusa going hard off the bounce, taking advantage of a matchup she thinks she can take. It's all KK Deans right now, though, Eric. She's D'ing up Robertson, and she's been able to score.
18 points to lead the Gators in scoring. She's knocked down 5 3-pointers. Deb mentioned she got off to a slow start from the field. Everything was contested for Deans for a good part of that first half. She got that first open look for three, saw it go in, and things have loosened up a little bit. Gators have outscored Oklahoma here in the fourth quarter by 5. Unusa comes through at the free throw line. And here come the Gators with Deans. Trying to get away from Tots. And that misses everything. It'll be Oklahoma ball. We mentioned before, the Sooners' only loss was that game against Utah when the Utes put 124 on the board.
Look, Utah is really good. Lynn Robertson's done a fantastic job with that team.
Headed to the Pac-12 tournament title game last year in Vegas, where they fell to Stanford.
Alyssa Peely is almost unguardable at the elbow. 6'1", 240. Can take you off the bounce, just like that.
Just like that. KK Deans has 20. This season high is 23 against Florida State, but then Oklahoma answers right back. Johnson with 4. The whistle gets us a timeout. You know what? You know who I want to take it to break? The star of the media game today, who lit up this building. Angel Gray, go!
You know what? It's a Holly. Maddie asked for some Travis Scott low ones. It's very interesting because on the other side, Coach Finley definitely has those Travis Scott lows on right now. She's known to be a sneakerhead.
Well, I know from, first of all, for Faith Duke, if the car doesn't come through, you want to have some comfortable footwear to get you where you need to go, because you won't be able to drive where you need to go. What do you think about Kelly Rae Finley's footwear game? She's into the shoes.
Oh, yeah.
She's big time into the shoes.
I like it.
That won't drop in, and the rebound for Kyle. So Maddie Williams has 20 points, but she wants a cast iron skillet for Christmas.
She must be a really good cook.
There's got to be some specific recipe. Oh, well, I didn't realize we actually have Kelly Rae Finley's part of her collection. Page 2.
Sweet.
How many pages of this do we have, Alex?
A couple
just
of pages.
2?
A couple of pages, because she wears a new pair every single game. Her and her team decided that she was going to do it. It's on the fit check. She's on the league fit. All that good stuff. She just has a lot of swag on the sidelines.
Is it Angel Gray approved?
Oh, for sure. But I only have about 4 in the closet, so half of those I can't really even name. I'm not even gonna, front on that part, but it's really cool to see her collection there. I know Debbie has a few pair in her closet as well. She has them on today. I know she was wearing some in our game today, this morning.
I mean, I'm pretty lucky that I have a lot of really well-known, recognizable shoes from some of the top NBA and WNBA players in my closet.
But do you have a cast iron skillet?
Yes, I do have it.
Well, then Maddie Williams is a big fan. Tot knocks down the 3, and Oklahoma stretches their lead back out again. Here is Dukes. 3.5 to go. Spinning inside, nifty little move by Shea Kyle.
Nice counter. She's got a couple of, we've seen her do a couple of double moves in there, Kyle.
Call those the big Shea counters. Deans on the push, and the foul called on Tucker. So KK Deans will head to the free throw line. She's leading the way. She's got 20. Third time this year she's gone for 20. The other 2 times came in key times when you play for Florida. It was at Florida State and at Miami. So when you're going to come up with good performances against rivals from within the Sunshine State, it's the time to do it. Look who's back on the floor, Taylor Robertson. Robertson has attempted 7 field goals. All 7 attempts have come from behind the three-point line. She's 6 of 7.
Everybody ought to be pointing. Who's got her and find her up the floor.
16-point game.
Hey, look at that.
Whoa. Wait
yes,
a minute.
That is. That's from 1988.
You look just the same. He does too, by the way.
I love that picture. I have that in a special place in my house.
What's the story behind that?
I was in grad school, and I was on a tour with some grad school students from Ohio University, and we were going through Carmichael, and Michael was down in the gym shooting by himself. And so I yelled from the top, "Hey, Mike, can I come down there?"
As only Debbie Antonelli would do. "Hey, Mike."
He said, "Sure." I said, "Can we take a picture?" Of course, you know, it was before cell phones, so you had to actually have a camera. And he was very gracious. He was down there playing, just shooting around.
That did look like a photo from the Photomatter, you know, maybe 24-hour photo days. It looked like it was back in the day, just a smidge.
Yeah, it was back in the day. I'm very proud
but
of that
that's
picture.
a good day, though. That's a good day.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and you really had no idea then, right, that he was going to, I mean, obviously we knew how good he was in college at North Carolina. I had a nice conversation with him. I do remember that.
They duped on the turnaround, no. Ricards tries to get after it, but it's taken away by Oklahoma. The Sooners have not trailed here tonight. They're up by 17. They get on the glass, and Williams will add to the lead. .22 for Williams to go with her 11 rebounds.
KK Deans. Her 6th triple.
Yeah, Dean's now with 25. That is a new season high, her high with the Gators. It's her first season with Florida after playing 4 years with West Virginia. Career high's 30 with the Mountaineers. Oh, the blow by.
Wow, they got everybody lifted above the free throw line. It's so well executed, and Jenny Paranjak doesn't call a lot of sets. It's all reads. It's great chemistry, great timing.
Deans,
number 7.
Well. 28 for Deans, 2 off her career high. Tipped out of bounds, last touch by Dute. It'll be Oklahoma ball.
You gotta love the ball movement. It's just simple. You just gotta do a better job of staying between your man and the basket. It's very well executed read.
Todd's got 12 points, 4 6 points.
Sorry, yeah, I just love the way Oklahoma moves the ball. Look at this right here. They go to trap, and Maddie Williams slips that, and Top plays the game low to high. So she's playing the game underneath everyone. On balance. Such good fundamentals from Oklahoma.
No basket. Scott will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Gives me a chance to remind you, big basketball night coming up tomorrow. A triple header on ESPN2, beginning with Kansas. 4th ranked Jayhawks taking on the Harvard Crimson. Our coverage begins at 7 Eastern time. That is almost today. We got the late one here tonight in Charlotte, 11:30 in the East. Michigan fell to North Carolina in game number 1. That's Scott on the follow, won't drop, and here comes Deans. Deans with 28. Deans off the mark, and here comes Todd. Minute 15 to go, closing out the first ever Jumpman Invitational here in Charlotte. Our thanks to everyone involved with ESPN Events, with the folks here in Charlotte, the Charlotte Sports Foundation, everyone who put on this tournament. They did a great job. We were impressed right from the start, and we've been in impressed as this tournament has gone on, Billy?
It's just been so much fun, and the product has been so good on the floor. Michigan was fantastic last night on the women's side with a big upset over North Carolina. And Oklahoma came out and, you know, Jenny Browncheck was saying that they've worked on their defense, and their scoring defense went from 351 to 302, so they have gotten a lot better. They certainly looked a lot better tonight.
Well, that defense was key in the first half to set the tone. They led 21-9. The Sooners did after one quarter. They were up 20 at halftime, up 21 after 3. All we need to determine here is the final score here. The Gators have kept battling, trying to put 80 on the board, but they turn it over as Williams comes away with it. And the Sooners, with the shot clock and the game clock just about in sync, can dribble out the clock.
Yeah, Jenny Browncheck doesn't want him to shoot it.
And Ricard doesn't want to go down without a fight, though. So impressive for Oklahoma. It's into Big 12 play for the Sooners. They'll be at West Virginia New Year's Eve to open up play. And it's into SEC play for the Gators. They will take on Tennessee in Gainesville next Thursday to get conference play going. And that buzzer brings to a close the Jumpman Invitational. Well, not yet, because they're going to put a second on the clock. 1.3 actually needs to run off here to call it a night. KK Deans with 28 to lead all scores. Maddie Williams had 22. Taylor Robertson with 18. It's a win for Oklahoma over Florida.